Deborah, where you go?
I'm coming. I'm here. Go ahead.
We'd like to welcome you to SISTABIZ. We're with Marisa. How you doing, Marisa?
Good, good.
Pronounce your name for me one more time.
Marisa Bludorn.
And where you're from Philadelphia?
Philadelphia is in the house.
Yeah. Okay. Tell them what you do, Marisa.
Oh, well, my name is Marisa Bludorn. I am the CEO of TCS Consulting, which is a leadership development company. And I'm also the editor-in-chief of Own It magazine, as well as the CEO of Own It Publishing. So we do a lot with personal, professional, and business development. And I'm just honored and excited to be here.
Deborah Hardnett down in Atlanta. How you living?
I'm telling you what, I am grateful for all of God's grace, mercy, and blessings.
Amen.
I should have said salam alaikum to you.
Wa alaikum salam, my brother Doni.
And here in Baltimore City, Charm City, we got a filmmaker named Theresa Davis. How you doing, Miss Davis?
I'm doing well, Mr. Doni. Thanks for having me in here, man. It's awesome.
I see you got that popping orange going on.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Well, I just changed it. Yeah, thank you. I just changed it. You know, I had the show a couple of days ago, so I'm still rocking my hairdo.
Nice. It's beautiful.
So you not only are a filmmaker, you do hair as well. You're a cosmetologist.
Yes, I'm a cosmetologist, a licensed cosmetologist for over 30 years. I'm still excited about it. You see, I'm still smiling when I say it. I'm still excited.
You barely look 30.
I mean, really? I'm saying she's not telling the truth, Doni.
Say the
I
truth,
thank you
ain't
so much. You ladies are beautiful. I'm blessed to be on here with you guys, man. And I love Philly. I love Philly. Yes.
Yeah, that's why I said we right across the street from each other.
Yeah.
And I do a lot in the DMV area.
Nice. I love to go to South Street all the time. I love South Street. Yeah.
You know, Philadelphia has a fighter spirit.
It's right talented city. It's right talented place. There's lots of talent there.
It's very free here. The people here, even though with all of the trials that they have, one thing, because I'm a Jersey woman, so I can sit from the outside and say, and then from a place of appreciation to see it is a city of brotherly love. It has great challenges, but you can feel the love here. People speak. They're very inviting, quick to help you. And so it really is when it comes to the spirit of this city, it's a beautiful place.
So I like how you talk about it. Yeah, it's nice.
That means you're an Eagles fan?
No, it doesn't.
Well, I'm rocking the green and white for nothing.
You go, Mom.
I love your outfit, by the way. I love it.
Yes, it is. It's beautiful. But you go. I am a diehard Giants fan.
Oh God. My godson loves Giants. He's from Baltimore as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no! How did they let him live there?
Oh, he has it tough. Trust me. He flies there.
I can't imagine anybody slipping through. If you said further south, like DC, that area, you got Dallas and Redskins going back and forth.
Yeah.
I've never heard of anyone else in Baltimore
loving the Giants, right?
Anyone else other than the Ravens.
Oh, you got some Pittsburgh fans.
Oh, the Pittsburgh? Okay.
Oh my God.
I didn't
a Baltimore Pittsburgh fan. What an oxymoron.
My daughter-in-law is a Baltimore Pittsburgh fan, and her husband is the opposite. He's Ravens, so you should see their house.
Oh,
you should see their
competing.
They tear stuff down.
You should see it. You should see it. It's funny though. Yeah.
So Marisa, how long you been in business? Tell us about your business.
Okay, so let me just give a little bit of background about myself. And you can always cut me off because I really can't. I'm very passionate. Anyway, my background is industrial organizational psychology. My specialization is executive leadership coaching. And I am in the process of completing my PhD in IO Psych. And so I've been in business formally with my leadership development consulting firm since 2016. I've just, as a part of, I do an annual personal, professional, and business development conference. And I really wanted something to give out to my participants. So I had the audacity to believe, after being told no by some of the people I, do business with, in regards to print, like print brochures or printed, really their magazines or catalogs or whatever. They were like, oh, everything's online. Well, at that time, we're meeting in person. I don't want the online thing. I want them to have something beautiful in their hands. So I had the audacity to design my own magazine. And I designed that magazine, I believe it's 2016, 2017 for my participants. I have a huge standard of excellence. So that magazine was slamming, and it really impressed the participants. They were like, we're in a magazine, because what I did was I put the vendors in the magazines, I put the speakers in the magazines, and then I put some of the organizations that I support inside the magazine. So it was a bona fide magazine. Even the print copy, the quality of the print company that I used, just phenomenal. And so this past year in 2020, things really began to evolve for me. And so I needed a way to, have a reach to my audience on a routine basis. So I came across a way to do the magazine digitally. And now we've been for a year. Okay, so for a year, we have gone every single month. We went from the Own It magazine to the Own It publishing company, because we have since offspring 13 other magazines. I designed a business model for the magazine, and I trained some other EICs on how to work their magazines. And we have expanded, and our network is expanding as well. And so in the culture and mindset under the Own It Publishing magazine is that we are a family. Even though you're featured in the magazine, you stuck with us, because we would drop your ad. We would say, hey, we need a filler. Can we drop your ad? And we will drop your ad in and to let you know, let you see it and review it and okay it. That's how we are. We're a family. We believe strongly in supporting one another, in networking. And that is, as the leader of the Own It Publishing company, that is the culture that I drive and the heartbeat behind what we do. You have to care about the people that we work with.
That's spectacular. That's Black Wall Street.
That's
a Wall Street state of mind.
Yeah. That woman needs an award, Mr. Doni.
I understand.
Now, I'll tell you this. Now I'll share this with you. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna come right back.
That was Miss Deborah. That was just very impressive. Like never let nobody tell you can't do it. I love that when people do that.
That's right. That's right. Well, they say.
Yeah, I am definitely one of those that say, excuse me, but yes, I will. So who is this?
Let's see. I can't see.
Oh, that's Monique.
Yeah, she's our May cover girl for the Own It magazine.
Oh, put it back up there. Oh, wow.
She's our May cover girl.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's Monique from Baltimore.
Theresa, I gotta ask you. I mean, because publications, I've been doing them since '94. How do you make them profitable?
That's what I work with my EICs, my other editors in chiefs. We go over routinely money making methods. So you have to be strategic. You have to do the work. Because it's not going to happen for you if you don't do the work. You've got to do the work. You've got to show up. And most entrepreneurs don't understand that you are your sales force. If you don't go out there and if you don't believe in the value of what you're offering, you will compromise. Do not compromise. We make this very affordable. It's only $197 for a full page ad. We're never stingy about the ad. We will extend you. If your platform warrants being covered more than one page, we're covering you. If you have more than one business, there is a tasteful and strategic way to cover multiple businesses under your name without you looking like you're all over the place, right? So we do that in the Own It magazine. So we work with our entrepreneurs. And then also I find that once I do interviews with some of the professionals that are going to be featured, I find that I'm doing a little coaching too, because they need a little help. They need a little insight. They need a fresh perspective. So I offer that without robbery to them. And we take them to a whole nother level. Once they're in that magazine, it's just like, one, they shine like all get up. And then we also do interviews. So you're not only that 197, not only is limited to you being featured inside the magazine, we take you onto our platform. So the Own It platform has its own show. It's featured on its Facebook Live, it's YouTube, it's Blog Talk Radio. So the interviews are on multiple platforms. And my platform organically is 20,000+. So it's not people I don't know. These are people that know me. And that means that you are connected to them. And as a result of us expanding, guess what? All the people that feature in the magazine, they can connect with all the other magazines under the Own It platform now. So now you have connected. You only have access to my 20,000. You also now have access to their connections. And some
so look at Marisa, this is what I want you to do. I want you to put some contact information in the chat room, and we can drop it down the bottom on our ticker there. Let me shift gears down to Atlanta. Deborah Hardnett. Now I gotta tell y'all this. I just published my second book, I Am Black Wall Street, and this lady, Deborah Hardnett, just like with my first book, Unapologetically Black, she dragged me across the finish line. Deborah Hardnett has spent time in Baltimore, in North Carolina, right? South Carolina. I mess that up every time. And then, of course, my second home, Atlanta. How you doing, Deborah Hardnett?
I am doing wonderfully well. It's a blessing to be here with all these beautiful ladies here tonight, and my brother Doni Glover.
Tell them what you do.
So I'm actually an entrepreneur, period. For 30+ years, it came honest for me. My father was an entrepreneur. My mother was one. And but what I do, I actually own a company called Wealthy Sisters Media Group. And we're digital media. We do brand development, create your logo, the whole concept. We take you from the start to the finish with your brand identity, creating that website, like I said, logo and all of that. And then I'm also the managing principal for the Hardford Group insurance agency. And what we do is we provide final expense coverage. I love my seniors. We work primarily in the senior market, but I love that market that's the 40 and above, like 40 and 50. You know, a lot of life has gotten in the way, and sometimes we might think we have what we need. But one of the main things I like to communicate is educating people on the advantage of not leaving your family behind with all of your responsibilities to bury them. So we focus on educating why. You know, when my brothers tell me, I told them, don't worry about it. Just throw me in the backyard. I don't care if they burn me up. It just does not work that way.
No.
So we help with that, and we also do Medicare Advantage, working again, like I said, with the senior market. That's a program in the health space. If you all are not, no one is at that age yet, 65. But there are some who can qualify for it if they've been on Medicaid for a number of years. But this is a way for them to take care of the extra. Medicare normally takes care like 80%. Well, they have this additional part where insurance companies have all kinds of plans, like groceries every month, taking care of their pets, providing care to come into their homes, transportation, all these type of benefits, and vision and dental that are added for seniors. So we help the seniors match with the right plan for them. And then we also work business to business with a program with voluntary benefits. And I like to stress especially for the business owners on here today, when you look at employees, they are not like we probably back in the day were just attracted to the salary. They are attracted to the benefits, you know, and it is very competitive today, especially in our market. So what we do with our plans, we offer voluntary benefits, which are known as supplemental benefits, right? Where these you can offer a benefit program like full dental, accidental that covers when you're living or when you pass away due to an accident. Also, short-term disability. So, like, what happens if we can't work, especially us as entrepreneurs? Like, if we cannot work, if you don't have some type of residual system in place, if you're sick, God forbid, where is your income? So we have that where they'll pay them cash payments directly to your employees, and it helps cut back on that those comp claims, workman comp claims, and all of that as well. And then also there is the life insurance, which is term and whole life that they can get at group rates, right? And guaranteed issue, y'all. Which what does that mean? That means they can get these plans if they have pre existing conditions that they normally wouldn't be able to get a life insurance policy for like 25,000. You know, there's no questions asked, no medicals, and they can get that. And these benefits are portable. So if someone leaves, right, that company, they retire, they can take it with them at the same rate and all of that. So, and this makes the employer more attractive. And the best part about it is, which is a secret, is secret. It does not cost you, the business owner, anything, that employer anything, because you're able to offer the benefits. The company, the insurance company sends you a monthly bill and you payroll deduct, right, from your employees. And businesses can have a minimum of 3 employees, y'all. Okay. And I know you probably guessing or answering or saying, oh, that, you know, because I don't know why we discount ourselves so quickly. This can't be for me, right? I know you're probably saying, oh, well, I don't have W-2 employees. I have 1099. Guess what? You can do it as well. So these are great benefits that business owners, like your mechanic shops, right? That's really competitive, you know, salons, places like that, who were, you know, you want to be able to offer benefits to make yourself more attractive. So that's a great program that we have. And then we also have, I have partners that handle the annuities. So if you're retiring, right, you want to understand the truth about not leaving your money in the bank, but using insurance, another best kept secret of how you can use insurance to create wealth and to protect your money, tax advantages, and all of that as well. So that's what we do is educate and just really, really continuing to support our community and educating on the value of insurance and
So
how.
look at Deborah, I want you to put your contact information in the chat room as Marisa had did, and we're going to shift on over to find out about this indie filmmaker from Baltimore named Theresa Davis. Theresa Davis, tell us your story.
Hey, so I'm Theresa Davis, born and raised in good old Baltimore. I'm something like Marisa. I love my city. I can hear it in your voice. You know, both of you guys, I can hear that you guys love, you know, Philadelphia city, and I love mine. So what I do is I'm an author as well. I'm a 5-time author. I think Doni forgets it because I forget it. I had to remember just now. So I write about my city. I write about what I see, what I know, and what I've learned growing up in the tough streets of Baltimore City. It is a great city. I know you guys see a lot of things on the news about us, but we all know that the news can be explosive, and the news is just what they want it to be. But I think that we are a loving city. We are a caring city that's amongst other things that's happening in our city. I never want to move. I don't know what I would do later, but right now I just love being here. I've been asked to move several times, but I want to show my city in its rawest in its realest. A lot of people are coming here to film our I'm going to say situations, and they want to tell our story the way they want to tell our story. And Donnie will tell you, only ones can tell our story are the ones who are in the midst of it, the ones who are going through it.
Amen.
So I talk about the opiate use. I talk about
Prisons.
our women, yes, prisons. Oh yes, police issues. As a matter of fact, my new web series is called Kicking Indoors, and it's surrounding the relationship between police and our Baltimoreans. It's like showing you what's happening. Like I give you an example. We may raid a house, and you don't know what's behind that door, but that show will show you what we're duplicating and what we're mimicking as to what we see behind doors. Whether it's a drug raid or whether it's a sex traffic ring. It could be anything. It could be someone on the run. It could be anything. So what I write about for the last, I guess, 15 years is mostly about the drugs. I lost a nephew to an overdose, and that's like my quest now to educate. I know it may offend some people. They say, "Why do you write about that?" I try to write about what I know. What I'm used to seeing, and I don't have to reach for it. I don't have to go get a thesaurus out. I don't have to find the biggest words. And no, I want to write about what I know, what I see, and what I know happens in my city. So that's what I do. And I get a lot of the addicts who are actually real addicts who always wanted to act. And I tell you, Marissa, I tell you, Deborah, they're some of the best actors that I've ever worked with. They come off the street. I walk up to them and I say, "Would you like to be in this?" And they say, "I always wanted to act." And so I get the paperwork out, and their a relationship begins.
Now, you didn't even tell them the special part. I've seen this lady shoot an entire series with an iPhone.
Oh, I love that part. Yes, tell them about that. I'm talking to you on a very iPhone that I often film with. I have a couple, but this is one of my favorites, the iPhone Pro Max. I film with that a lot, and I edit on there. I just started editing the last 2 years, and so I just had a premiere for my actors and cast members and crew. It was appreciation because they come out, they don't get paid, we don't get paid, and they limit their time. So I gave them this really big extravagant party. I thought it was so nice, and
beautiful.
Yeah. I showed them the movie.
Also, you don't shoot just in Baltimore.
Oh no, I shoot anywhere. I've shot in Philadelphia. I love Philadelphia. I've shot in Philadelphia. I've shot in New York, Texas. I've shot in ATL. I've shot in Connecticut. Yeah, I've shot with.
You have to make your way to Atlanta.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've shot in Atlanta now twice.
Wow.
I work with a lot of people. I work with Jim Jones' mom, Mama Jones. I work with Gilly the Kid. I don't know if you guys know Gilly the Kid from Philadelphia. He's a Philadelphian. A lot of rappers I had the pleasure to work with.
So ladies, the name of this show is SISTABIZ. We celebrate Black women in business. And each of you has a unique story. And I don't know about the rest of the world, but I'm totally inspired. I mean, Marissa, you're doing a magazine. Deborah, you're doing a Sean's. Theresa, you're doing the television series. I want to go around the horn. What advice would you have for young ladies? I have a daughter, and I've always been interested in bringing her the best and the brightest queens around so that she can emulate them. So let's start with you, Marissa. What advice would you have for our young ladies, our young teens? Because our young ladies are being bombarded these days. In my day, if you called a girl a B, it was going to be a fight. Either a brother, you either had to fight a brother, or maybe you had to fight her, because a lot of these women fight stronger than men. But nowadays, I see sisters calling each other that, or calling themselves that, or referring to themselves as that. What advice would you have for our young ladies, Marissa?
Yeah, I do have some, but I want to just do a shout out to our the folks that are saying hello to us. Monique, great evening. Angela, great evening. Nicole, thank you for chiming in, even though you're out there doing your thing. We're trying to hold it up strong for you, sister. Yeah, some advice. So what I do when I work with my clients is a mind shift. The first thing I want them to shift from is do a combination instead of just being an entrepreneur. Understanding you are the CEO. right? Because the CEO thinks about longevity, sustainability, maintaining, and also growth, and how you're going to support and keep and maintain the capacity for growth, right? So you are the CEO of your life, your career, your business. It's time to make executive decisions. So what I would charge young women today is to say to them, you are the CEO. Start thinking like that. Think about leading yourself with vision. You lead yourself first, and as you lead, other people are following you. We are all leaders, whether we know it, we don't know it, whether we want to be, we don't want to be, because there's always someone that's following you, that's admiring
Exactly.
you, whether they tell you or whether they're too embarrassed to tell you, but they're following you. They're listening to what you say and they're watching what you do, and many times they're mimicking it. They're mimicking it. So you want to make sure that you're leading with intention, with purpose, and on purpose. So I would charge the young ladies to do that mind shift. And then I will also say to them, cry out to God so that you are not, you maintain focus, and that you recognize the traps and enemies of the traps and snares of the enemy. You want to be able to know what are the things that are coming your direction that's designed to get you off focus or knock you off kilter, so to speak. And I do a presentation called Who's in Your Boardroom? You are the CEO of your life. Who's in your boardroom? So who are you allowing to speak into your spirit, mind, and body and govern your decision making and your behavior? So that's why it's so important to have that CEO mindset. Then also that CEO mindset should say, who are you allowing to speak to you? That's who's in your boardroom, who's in your inner court, your outer court, and where do they belong? So that will be what I would say to them. Get serious about your life.
I'm hearing you say, without saying it, the spiritual, the godly, the Godhead.
Yeah. I'm crazy for Jesus.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And let me tell you something. And I'm a woman of spiritual warfare. Listen, you are my front rear guard. You cover me on all sides. Be the Lion of Judah and roar over me with great jealousy. Protect me. Give me discernment. I want to know the traps and the snares of the enemy before I'm in them. So you got to be strategic and intentional. This ain't a game, honey, because it's going to keep you busy until it's too late for you to wake up.
It's warfare.
It is warfare.
Spiritual warfare.
It is warfare. It's a warfare for you to be everything that God called you to, designed you for. And it is warfare for you to live a fulfilling life, a joyful, peaceful, and fulfilled. You must align with your design. That's fulfillment. That's fulfillment, and that is self-actualization. Aligning with your design. The sooner you get there, the better you'll feel, and the better you'll be able to overcome any challenge that comes your direction without a snare.
That's beautiful.
Deborah Hardnett, come on, let's get your take on it. What advice would you have for our young sisters out here? Let me tell you, the way Marissa just put it down, this is advice for anybody, for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've always told my daughter, be a leader and not a follower. You know, that's what I would encourage, because again, like you mentioned, Doni, there's a lot of distraction. There's a lot of noise out here. And I love how Sister Marissa said to, mind your CEO who's in your inner circle.
Nice.
And that's really important. The next thing I would say is be kind to everyone.
Yes.
You do not know where it's going to come around. Everything comes full circle. And today, even just so quickly, I'm going to reference my daughter, since you said young sisters. This whole thing of giving reviews, which it's good for us in business to to understand. Maybe we don't want to go to this restaurant, but some of the times, if you read these reviews that people take the time to write, it is just empty. We're just in a society where we want to just constantly downgrade, complain, and we're really fooling with somebody's money when we're doing that. So, but
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I mean, just because somebody didn't put a straw in your bag, really, you know, these younger generations feel empowered to complain about. They asked for a straw, it wasn't placed in the bag, right? And so here is something. If someone has this review, they give them a one because they were having a bad time that day.
Right.
They weren't in a good mood. See, it's all subject or predicated upon how somebody's feeling that day too.
Right.
So it could be heavily emotionally driven. And so here, this is affecting that business. Somebody like myself will look at it like, oh man, I really want to eat there, but they have a 2.7 review, right? So that might be a little extreme, because if you got
No,
2.7,
but Deborah,
you're
you
doing
hit something
something right.
that's not talked about, that's not
Right.
addressed. Even
That's right.
so, we look at just our young people, but I believe that now we're in a place where things are cross generational. So it's not
Right.
just our young people that are doing it because of the gap in performance with parenting and all of that. Now we're seeing
Right.
adults who should know better, who are
Who
acting
should know
same
better.
age maturity level as our young people. So
Right.
you hit something that is very critical, is when someone is highly emotional and goes to someone's boss and tells about them and they get fired, and it wasn't for something that was really, that messes up that individual's money, like you said.
Right.
When you do
Right.
it to a company and then everybody's jumping on and don't know the full story, you do give
Exactly.
that company a poor rating. And again, it messes with their money. And then when it messes with an organization's money, what does it do to its employees? It
That's
messes with
right.
the employee. They can't afford to pay them.
It's a
So we have
it's a
to be
domino effect.
cognizant of that.
That's
Mm-hmm.
right. And the other point, and I'm so glad that you took it right there, Marissa. But the other point I was thinking about is that you never know who you are going to have to answer to, right? Or in business, who you're going to need to partner with. And if you've carried and conducted yourself in a way, which I've watched how people carry and conduct themselves, if you carry yourself in a way that's very offensive, or you think this person is beneath you, or you got more than they have right now, or you don't have the time. I mean, I have to say this. LinkedIn, we all use LinkedIn. Someone reached out to me, sent me a connection request, right?
Mm.
I responded, checked out the profile. Cool. Maybe we can have some synergy here. Responded. He sent me a message. Hey, thanks for, the standard. Thanks for, connecting with me. Perhaps we can get together, have a conversation, and see where there's some synergy. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's set a time to do that. He responds back to me, how about we do this? Here's my link to my to the schedule. I'm going to have you talk to my COO.
Mm.
Now I don't know about you guys, but I'm like, wait a minute. I'm a CEO. I didn't reach out to you. You reached out to me, but now you want me to play this game and talk to your COO. I thought you wanted to get, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of behavior, most of the times I
Mm.
don't say anything when that happens, but I had to let the young man know I'm old school, 52. That's not how we do. That's not how you do it. So I'm saying all that to say, be mindful of how you respond and treat people, because you might have to be in a situation where you need them. And
Mm.
people don't remember what you say, they don't remember what you did, but they remember how you
And
made
you
them feel.
made them feel.
Go
And
ahead,
the other
Angela.
thing I would say is understand everything counts. One of my favorite books is The Slight Edge, right here. The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. Every single thing counts. We could eat burgers every day. Oh, this one, that's gonna count. It's gonna jack you up.
Mhm.
You eat McDonald's every single day. But
Oh,
you got to start thinking about everything counts. So every single effort, if you slack off on anything, it's gonna count towards where you're trying to go, right? It's gonna build up. So recognize everything counts. Three other things. Be open for learning. It's another thing. We talking to
Yes.
our young people. Be open for learning. I had a lady tell me she was a CEO at a chief marketing officer at a major bank. She said, you cannot, she tells her millennials this, you cannot Google experience.
How about that?
Because we have so much information at our fingertips, young people think that that equates with experience. And sometimes it's a trap, it's a setup to make you think that you know more than that person that's been here. Like one of my friends said, his granddaddy used to say, how just getting here can tell who already been here. So how just getting here can tell who already been here, something like that,
Yeah.
right? So seek counsel, seek wise counsel, like Sister Marissa said. And finally, Sister Marissa, we were right there on together, make sure that you are minding your circle, because those people, if you're in business for yourself and you are only associating with people who are working a job, that's no offense, but it's a different mindset. Like
It is a
Sister
Right.
different mindset. It
you
is.
gotta you gotta change your company that you're keeping to make sure that you're getting what you need. So I didn't mean to take all that, but I'm
Oh
passionate
no, good.
Beautiful.
It's good stuff, girl. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Beautiful.
so yes so yes
Beautiful.
so I yield back to you, Brother Donnie.
So Theresa, I need you to put your information in the private chat room so we can give you some publicity on the ticker down the bottom. But what is your advice to young ladies coming up behind you?
Okay, I'm going to come back to that. I'll put it in there. I got to get my glasses for that little teeny stuff. But
I
basically,
know the feeling.
I'm talking to the women. I'm talking to the would-be women, the young girls. I'm talking to the dropouts. I'm talking to the women who had children like I did at a young age. Fortunately, I was able to go on and finish high school and go into a higher level of a learning. I'm talking to those who want to be needed, who want to be loved. I'm talking to those teenagers. I'm talking to the people who have parents who are on drugs, who can't show them love at this time because they're not in their right cognizance. I'm talking to those people. I know I can probably reach others while what I'm saying, but those who I'm targeting right now.
Mm-hmm.
Never fit in. Uh, I just did a. I spoke in I think 2 days ago about suicide. That was a topic: suicide and God loving you, not forgetting you. A lot of our black people. I'm talking about black and color because a lot of our people have suicidal thoughts more so than any other race. If you think about it, we have so much more on our back, so much more adversities. So when I say never fit in, if you're trying to fit in, you're already failing, because fitting in, it doesn't allow you to be whom it is that you are or whatever God got intended for you. So never fit in. Check that off your box. Never fit in. Also, never let somebody tell you what you can and cannot do. Because see, I don't want to preach, but I'm gonna tell you, all you need is the size of a mustard seed. All you need is for God to touch the hem of your garment, and you can be whatever you want to be. Everyone's faith is not the same, just like everyone's size is not the same. I don't weigh what you weigh, Marissa. I don't weigh what you weigh, Deborah, and I clearly don't weigh what you weigh, Mr. Donnie. Everybody is different. Everybody's faith is weighed differently. I've had people tell me you'll never be able to do it. You just barely got through high school. How can you become a writer? I'm a 10-time writer, but I'm a 5-time published writer. Somebody say amen.
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 Amen. Never let nobody tell you what you can and cannot do. And I also wrote, like you said, to go back to piggyback off of you, Sister Deborah, the company you keep is what you're going to become. You're going to become whatever hangs around you, whatever gets into you, whatever you're listening to, whatever you're taking in. Because when you grow, something's being poured in, whether it's good or bad. To grow is to go through pain. You cannot have growth without pain. So if you're around your best friend, your homegirl, your boyfriend, whatever age that person you're around that's young like you're both impressionable. What they do is what you're going to ultimately become and what you do. So if that person cuss, you're going to cuss. That person steal, you're going to tend to find yourself, well, maybe I'll steal something this time. well, maybe I'll wear what he stole me. When you take that, what they stole, then you're just accomplice. You did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I tell the youth that are around me, I tell the people that are around me that used to use or still using. A lot of them are in addiction or in recovery. They come around me and they find themselves asking me questions. How did you do it? How did you escape it? I didn't escape it. I made a choice. We
Mm.
all in this chat have a choice.
Mm.
And I choose to not fail. I can share with something with you, Mr. Donnie. I know that you probably know, but I lost my dog.
Oh
I
my
lost my,
God.
yeah, I lost my dog.
Oh,
And my dog is very close to me, Mr. Donnie. You know that.
wow.
Farrah is very close to you. Just he's a person to you. And I had to do this big show, and I lost my dog right before the show. My son came and helped me. He picked him up, he wrapped him up, he put it in a blanket. We took him to the hospital, and they cremated my dog. And that was my dog. You ever heard somebody say, "That's my dog"? That's my nigga. That's my dog. Okay, the N word. That's my dog. You hear Farrah? You hear Farrah? You hear him? You hear what Pharaoh said? That's his dog. So I'm serious now. That's my dog, man. And I had to pull through. I had to go through this show. Nobody want to hear nothing about, oh, you lost a pet. Some people don't believe that that's crucial. That
Yeah.
hurts. Then on top of that, perseverance. You feel yourself about to lose it. You feel yourself you can't keep going. Then you contact somebody who can keep going. You connect with somebody who got it going on. You connect with somebody who spiritually can talk to you.
Yep.
That is qualified. I say
That's
that
right.
because some people are not qualified to give you
Who
instruction.
say it?
They're not spiritually grown enough to do that. So when I lost my dog, I got the phone call a few days later. I'm about to do my big event. Everything's okay. Everything's in place. I'm just pushing through for my teammates because I look at myself as a teammate. Okay, I am in charge of what's going on. I'm the director. I'm the producer. I'm the editor. But also, I play with teammates. My teammates, we help each other. Okay, I had to let my teammates know that I got a bad phone call that we're not going to be able to have my scheduled red carpet at the venue that I chose to have it at the last freaking minute. And so I'm on the phone with the guy who gives me the bad news. And I'm thinking he's joking because he's one of my actors. So I'm thinking, you're trying to show me how well you act. So I say, you're getting pretty good. You're learning. He's like, no, I'm not playing. So then I understood that he wasn't playing. I got to find a venue today within 2 hours before I invite 70 odd so people out. And I got to text everybody and let them know because they don't like group texts. I hate group texts. So I'm texting everybody. And in the interim of that, I'm calling the cook and I'm telling the cook, keep cooking.
Yeah.
Because we're going to find your venue today.
You got to believe it.
Keep cooking. You say for 70-something people, keep cooking while I keep looking.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because you don't give up. Don't never, ever give up. And the venue that God gave me was right under my nose, Mr. Downey. Beautiful. An oasis. One of my friends' homes that I grew up with, slept in the same pants, same clothes, same bed. Said, bring it over here. So I had 2 hours to set up a venue that's supposed to take me 4 hours to set up. But won't God do it? So I'm talking
Yes,
to
he
those.
will.
Yes.
Yes, I'm talking to
Yes.
those young women and those young men who are faced with adversities to never ever give up. And I'm gonna tell you something. I want that last but not least, because I could talk all day. Last but not least, live as though you're dying.
Yeah, with urgency.
As
Love it.
though you're gonna die. Live
Take
like it.
nothing for granted.
Because there are so many things that you take for granted that you wish you could have done. They're dying younger and younger, and for meaningless things they're dying for. So live as though it's your last breath. And if it's your mama, now I want you to hear me out on this last sentence. Miss Deborah, I want you to hear me.
I'm listening, sis.
Theresa,
I
I
know
want you
what
to
you're
hear
gonna
me.
say.
I want you to
Come
hear me.
on.
I want
Say
you to
it.
hear me. If it's your mama,
Mm-hmm.
if it's your father,
Mm-hmm.
if it's your brother, your
Mm-hmm.
sister, your lover, they don't believe in you, get away from that entity.
Cut him off.
Don't beg anyone to believe in you. Don't beg anyone to believe in you. You don't need a cheerleader because you ain't playing basketball. Don't put up with that.
Nope.
That's all I'm gonna say. That's what I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Go, girl.
That's it.
Thank you.
Ladies, we have 15 minutes left. Each one of you is like a home run hitter. Each one is a home run hitter. So I got a question for you to go around the horn one more time. Best advice in dealing with COVID.
Oh, wow. Best advice for dealing with COVID. You got to be versatile. You know, this one thing this thing should have taught us is versatility, right? And then we also talk about being open to learning, always learning. Well, this was a major learning point, right? And also to seize the moment, recognize the seasons that you're in. That's one of the biggest things. Even without having COVID, you should always be projecting, right? You should always be preparing and looking for what's the season ahead and what you're supposed to be getting out of this current season. What should I be getting out of this? You know, and cherish alone time. Like, if you didn't do anything, you should cherish alone time, because I always say, you know, this is for a moment. Every season is for a moment. The next thing you know, you're going to be out of it. So always, you know, cry out. My biggest thing as an intercessor for myself and for my children is to cry out and ask the Lord, what am I supposed to get out of this? What am I supposed to get out of this? And then how can I apply it to real life? So I don't just want revelation or knowledge. I want application of it. So that's wisdom. Wisdom is applying it, but seize the moment. Stop rushing things. Go through it. There's a purpose for the process. And as Deborah said earlier, is that this bona fides you. When you go through the process, not getting information, when you have gone through the process, your value level and your self-value and how you look at things and how you do things takes on a different approach. You lean in when you know that you've worked hard for it. You lean in when you know what you're talking about. You're not wavering. So I say, be flexible, seize the moment, ask for revelation and how to apply it.
I love it. Yeah. Love application. I love it.
Deborah Hardnett, best advice dealing with COVID.
I ditto everything Sister Marissa said as well. And I mean, it's been amazing to me to see the frustration levels. Again, Marissa, you talked about adults, where we are now, and how society has made everything so simplistic. I'm trying not to say dumbed us down so much. That's what I was trying not to say.
Okay. You got to say what it is. You got to say what it is.
I just said it, and, to have people in such an uproar because they're not able to do certain things. And Marissa, I know you can, as being in industrial psychology, I know you can add more light on this on a professional perspective as well. But also we're talking about spiritually, it's like the timing God has given us, the time to be quiet, to be still, to put all of that distraction, those noise. Because many people don't know how to be alone. They don't know, they cannot not be alone. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I had more time. I mean, you know how many languages you can learn? You know how many YouTube University. I paid a subscription of $9.99 so I don't have to deal with commercials. So I can learn. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's so many things. And then I would say, again, I'm trying to choose my words very carefully, but I would say this is a time to open your eyes, to really see what's going on in this world, to really see what is happening in this world, and to, because we are not thinking, we're not using common knowledge. They're putting things in our face. They're showing us the games that's being played in our face.
Yeah.
We're so far removed from the foundation that we had, we can't even see what's right here in our face.
No.
Because we want to go to Jamaica. We want to go to the concert. We want to go back to the restaurant, right? That's mine. Mine is time to learn, listen, look, step back, and study, and connect the dots, and seek God.
Be awake. Be awake. And what you said earlier, before we switch, because we'll switch conversations, I'm going to do this quick plug. It's the Matrix. When the guy is sitting at the dinner table with the agent, he says, "Yeah, I know the steak ain't real, but I don't care. Plug me back in." Because we are living in a world today that they want all of the glory, and they don't want to go through the real story. Let's say the real story. They don't want to. They don't want to hear all of that. You too deep, girl. You making it heavy. No, if you're behind, wake up. It's gonna be too late. How about that?
How about that?
Yeah. So
Theresa Davis, best advice amidst COVID. And let me say that 41% of Black businesses have died versus 17% of white businesses, at least according to the Small Business Administration. As you know, if America catches a cold, Black America catches pneumonia. But best advice amidst COVID.
Okay, my advice to people amidst the COVID pandemic, whatever you want to name it, amidst the blindfold, that's what it is. I don't want to get too deep, but that's what it is to me. The trickery, to piggyback you, Miss Marissa. So yeah, take time out to purge, as with what you're saying, Miss Deborah, Sister Deborah. Take time out to purge. This is the time that you clean yourself, you cleanse yourself, and not just, I'm not talking about internal with your actual cleaning yourself. If you want to take suppository, whatever, go ahead. But I'm talking about something else. I'm talking about those people that you're secluded from. How much better you feel in their absence.
That's right.
I feel so much better without hypothetically Rhonda. I feel so much better without that Tanya. I feel so much better without Aunt Leslie, who keeps a fight at every cookout, who always downs me, whoever your person may be. I'm just making up a name because I don't even have an Auntie Leslie, but I'm just saying. I feel better without that person, John, downing me or giving me an ultimatum, and the ultimatums are both no good for me either way. Take time to purge. Take time to self-reflect, to do a reset. And the reset, we can do that any time of the day. Just reset. Whether you just go somewhere with a book, whether you go somewhere with headphones on, play your favorite music, I don't care if you knit a sock. Just take some solace time to yourself. And in that time as well, be mindful of how much time you spend on your social media, because that is where they pour into you what they want you to see, hear, and feel. Again, take time to be alone. Like you said, being alone is a good place. I like being by myself. I'm by myself right now. Of course, I miss my dog. I do. I would normally walk him around 9:30, but I got to push myself and walk myself at 9:30.
Wow.
Yeah, I got to push because he made my heart pump, because I had to walk him regardless. I know we got to go walking. So now I got to go walking. And I got to get up early in the morning and go outside and take a walk. But to get back to where I was in the midst, in the pandemic and the interim of what's going on, be mindful of self. Do the math of self, because I haven't gotten a shot yet. I don't know if you guys got a shot. This is a whole nother subject. I don't want the shot just yet. Hats off to you. I don't want it just yet.
I got it because I want to travel, and as a black man, I don't want nobody pulling me out the line, hemming me up, slowing me up, wasting my time. I don't
You
like
get that
5.
already.
I don't like 50 up in my face.
You get it already, so you don't want to get refied. You don't want to
No,
be,
no.
So, but I just don't want to get it yet. I'm in a position where I don't have to do it yet. I'm self-employed. If I want to do it, I will do it right now. I'm just sitting back.
At
I
least
just
wear
want
your
to.
mask.
Yeah, I wear my mask everywhere. I have my mask right here. I like Theresa. You don't need the mask to put on because you're
Are you
not on.
are you coordinated in your mask wear? Does your
No,
mask
not as much. No,
your mask
I'll do
don't
something
match
like this.
your blouse?
Mine,
No,
I had
no,
to
we're
do
not
that.
there. I will do my business on my mask though.
All right,
I
I
still
love it.
have my
I love
name
it.
on my mask, TD
I
Productions.
love it.
But wear your mask up, and just be smart about things. Just be smart. Uh, this is time to build your business. This is the time to grow. It's time to be creative because a lot of times when people are creative, a lot of times I hate to say it, they're incarcerated. And you probably say what you're talking about. We have some really smart, intelligent, extremely intelligent black men and black women locked up behind bars who create things and make things. And if you ever got a beautiful card for someone who's locked up and it's like, this is better than Hallmark.
But
So,
COVID has incarcerated all of us.
and that's why I'm saying use this time
Right,
to be creative in your incarcerated time. That's why you don't look
right.
at it. Use it the time to grow, to build, time to create things, time to be the
To
master of what
pivot.
you're doing.
Hmm.
So
I
use
like.
that
I
time
like that.
wisely. Hmm.
I like that. I think that's you right on, sister, and it aligns with what Sister Marissa was saying about
Hmm.
being flexible. Because you
Yeah.
talked about Doni. You work with businesses. We all have worked with businesses.
Mm-hmm.
When
Hmm.
people get set in their way, they've done this one way for so long,
Yeah.
and it has forced us to look at new ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had my brand development. I've been a licensed agent for 13 years,
Awesome.
but it was time for me to begin to really focus heavily more on the agency, the insurance agency. That I had to make that pivot on
So
my
I'm quite
focus.
sure that they called you in abundance because people were thinking about dying instead of
That's
living.
right. That's
I'm sure
right.
they called you.
Right.
Sometimes we have to reach out. We need to think more about living sometimes because we think about dying so much that you're dying.
Yeah,
Right.
you are.
Listen, you only born once, but you live every day.
Yes.
Right.
You're born one time, but you live every day. Every time you get up, you're living.
Right.
So in my closing, I would say help someone who needs help, mainly the elderly. If you're going to the store and you got your mask on, you get your stuff, knock on a Sister Leslie's door, a Miss Alma door. Do you need anything, Miss Alma? And if
Yep.
you can possibly purchase that little thing they need.
Yep.
Stop being so damn selfish.
Yeah.
That's right.
Integrity. Integrity again. Integrity is what you do when you're not in front of someone, when someone doesn't see you. What does your integrity look like? That's what I'm saying to you people. Use your integrity. Let's see you build your character. Because I'm going to the store for my neighbor that can't get out, even with a snowstorm. I'm going to the store for my neighbor can't get out. So that's what I say in closing. And I really enjoyed you guys talking to you guys, and
Yes.
I'm leaving with something. I feel enriched. I'm walking away with something.
My daddy said it like this. He said, with a closed hand, nothing gets in and nothing gets out. And with
Nothing
an
gets.
open hand, there are endless possibilities. Moral to the story is to help somebody. Some of us wouldn't help Jesus. We wouldn't help Muhammad. We wouldn't help an old lady. I noticed that sometimes the first one in line for handouts is the last one to help somebody.
How about that?
The first one in line for a handout is the last one willing to help somebody. Some people just selfish, but I've learned from you ladies tonight, you have reiterated, stay away from negative people, stay away from energy suckers,
Mm.
stay away from people who do not align with your mission. I've also learned from you ladies that anything is possible. There's a saying that says, we, the willing, led by the unknowing, are doing the impossible for the ungrateful. We have done so much for so long with so little that we are now qualified to do anything with nothing. And that is certainly the joy of an entrepreneur. It's not easy. I said to myself today, because I talked to myself, COVID got me really talking to myself, that that God didn't bring us this far to leave me. He
That's
didn't bring
right.
us this far through all of this to leave me. And
No.
and failure is not an option.
No.
That's
It's
right.
not an option. So
No.
I'm gonna plug my book, I Am Black Wall Street. Marissa, Theresa, Deborah, you have inspired me, and I believe you have inspired some people out there in the world. Special thank you to Monique and the other people that helped make this evening happen.
Amen. Awesome.
God bless you all. God bless you,
Thank
ladies.
you. Thank you. I look
Thank
forward to
you.
staying in touch with each of you, sister.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I'm coming to Philly. Y'all better stop playing with me.
I got to connect in Philly. Yes, we're gonna be bringing that Black Wall Street Awards up
Come
there.
on, I'm ready. I'm ready. And I was just in Atlanta 2 months ago doing a launch, I Shine magazine. That's one of our offspring. So it was in June we were there. Came and represented, and it was really, really nice. Good time.
Well, I'm going to have each of you on my show, so I will reach out.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
We have nearly $2 trillion in annual disposable income, and the Black woman controls most of it. So this show, SISTABIZ, big ups to Tamara Brown, and Nicole. They normally host this show, but they needed to take a break today, kind of like I got to watch the baby. So it's my pleasure, but this baby has to keep going because I couldn't imagine missing all of this information tonight.
Yeah, you trying to leave us. Come on, you trying to leave us, but you see that, right?
Yeah. Leave me hanging here.
May the good Lord bless each and every one of you, and we'll be back next week. I'll be on tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock with BlackUSA.News Morning Show. My name is Donnie Glover. Good night, ladies.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
So I want the contacts. Can you drop them to me?
Sure. Let's see how we do that.
Yeah.
So I put it on